Hey everybody, how's it
Hey,
going?
hey, hey.
Here we are again, March 8th, and
Yep.
it's hot. It's hot in Arizona, and it is not hot here in Calgary, Alberta.
No, ain't that pretty? I
Yeah,
love it.
because it's been warm the last little bit. All this snow is very heavy and wet. So
Snowman material and great snowball fight material if you want to hurt someone.
yeah, yeah, I don't want to go outside. But I was outside and I did some shoveling, as you can see, and I'm pretty sure by the time I'm done this stream, I'll have some more shoveling to do. And there's a bunch of people in chat. How's everybody doing? Angel's here, Chris is here, MST, hey, hey, toot, toot, everybody.
Toot toot.
Toot, toot.
I was
How was
just
your week?
thinking, I was
Oh,
just
go ahead.
thinking we're only a couple of weeks away from spring.
I know. Yeah, that's
You
what we
still have
get.
the Arctic weather going on.
Yeah, here in the like so close to the mountains, it can be. I mean, we could get an early spring, and then like when spring comes and there won't be any snow. But then, who knows? It could be the middle of May, and we could still get a little snow dump. It gets a little less and less as like the spring goes on, but you just never know, depending on what Mother Nature has in store for us here. The mountains do weird stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So how was your week?
A little exhausting. Been
Yeah.
fighting a little bit of depression.
Okay.
Um, I have something called dysthymia, which means long-term depression.
Yeah.
This isn't this isn't the kind of depression that people have for a few hours or even a couple of days. This is like
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I get
months
it.
and even years long. Um, and it just gets better or feels not as bad.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just one of those things that I accept as part of my life. So I just well,
Yeah.
um,
Oh, I get it.
poopy pants.
Cheer up,
What have
poopy
you?
pants.
Wait a minute, hold on. Were you in my bathroom? I wasn't. Uh, back. Yeah,
Yeah, my week was pretty good. It was pretty simple. The weather was nice. Um
till today.
I was exhausted after that last stream I did, and I think the next day I was just like, I don't know, I'd never done 3 hours before. My brain was just a little bit like bleh for a little bit there.
3.5.
3.5 hours. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was great, and you were highly animated.
Yeah, yeah, I was. I was. It's I
Plus,
kudos to anybody who does that regularly, because it's like, yeah, it takes a little bit out of you. I don't know if it's just me, my age, or what, but
okay, old man, youngster. No, I mean the first time that we hit 2 hours, I was tired after it.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And even now we get to some of these long ones, and I am exhausted.
yeah, it's
Um,
like you don't realize all the work. Like, I know, especially like, dealing with StreamYards and trying to think, like, your brain gets into like a spot where you're thinking about like two or three different things at a time, right? And that you're looking at your chat and you're looking at your links and you're trying to talk, and it's like
yeah,
er
not only are you talking about the current topic or of
Mhm.
whatever you're talking, you're also thinking ahead so you're prepared to start with the next one.
Yeah,
And as
exactly.
you can tell by this show, I'm not good at
Well, you're not horrible either. We do our
it.
thing. That's what matters. Okay, before we get into the security,
There's dickbag.
surveillance and security stuff. Oh, Muxter's here. He got here late.
And Mugger.
Always coming in here picking on me.
Yay, Buckster. No, that was me claiming to try and think. All right. I'm going to hand this one over to Spider Dog because he is on top of things much more so than I am.
Well, yes, I don't know if I'm on top, but it just, I know, I don't really pay that much attention to the mainstream media news, but I was like having a little look, and although there was like little tidbits of, mentions and stuff, I just noticed like with the Iran stuff, there's a lot of talk about what the US and Israel are hitting, but just not so much about what's coming back. And so I did a quick little like AI gave me a quick little list, but these are all US bases that have been hit in the last like week or so. And I was quite surprised because I wasn't hearing about any of this. And then after AI sent this to me, I saw there was the link there for the sources of it. And if you wanted to look it up, so I gotta pull that down. I always forget. You can check it out here at the New York Times. They talk about it. This article: Iran strikes U.S. military facilities across the Gulf region. So I don't know how much people are paying attention and whatnot. Dickbag.
I don't know why, but when that popped up, I thought of the end of Fight Club.
Oh yeah. So I don't know how much people are paying attention, and because I'm only paying attention here and there, but I was really surprised to see that this is happening because you don't really hear much about it on the news. And yeah, it's interesting, and I get it. It doesn't fit the narrative about how things are going. I mean, I'm not saying that things are going bad for the U.S. and Israel necessarily, but it's not all a one-way street, so to say. And then I noticed as well that let me put this back up, that Tel Aviv's been getting hit as well. It's had some missiles get through, and chunks of missiles hitting things. So
you're paid for Iron Dome at work, people.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know how much people are paying attention to any of it and all of it and that kind of thing, but there's two sides to the whole story of what's going on, and I hope it's worth it. I hope it's worth it.
Well, so
it's not, but you know what I
No.
mean. I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, those deaths, they're inevitable. They're gonna happen, and
Yeah. Hey, Chris, there is a lot of AI BS as
Mhm.
well. And that's why I wanted to double check. And that's why I pulled up the New York Times article and then the Israeli Times, because I wanted to make sure the things that I was looking at were right and not, because I did run into a lot of AI garbage. So yeah, you got to check what you're looking, check what you're reading. Iran using cluster missiles. Yeah, I saw some of the footage of that, and it's pretty scary, really. I mean, it's you can't really do much to one of those when they explode over the top of the city. They're gonna fall down wherever they fall, and not good. Not good.
Well, anyone who didn't think that Iran was going to retaliate, Iran's tired of getting picked on.
Yeah.
And before the takeover, they used to be a U.S. ally a long, long time ago.
Yeah, we covered some of that
But
last week.
yeah, so leave it to the United States to ruin a decent relationship. Yeah, it's been planned. It's been planned. Oh, okay, Freeman. Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Last week, I want to just throw this in real quick before we get going because it kind of connects. Last week, I had mentioned that I was looking into Trump intending to file an emergency damn it, and I can't remember the name of it, plan to take control of voting. And I didn't have enough information on it, but I said I would let you know when I did. I have a link in the description to a video. It's not hard to cross-reference and find out that, yeah, the memo talking about it is actually legit.
Yeah, it's called it's from Legal Eagle. I have not put the link in there yet, but I will
Oh,
by
okay.
at the end of the show for sure. It'll be in there. It'll probably be the last link in the whole mix of links that are already in there.
Well, interestingly enough, this emergency that they're talking about in the memo was planned over a year in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, no problem, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, smoke and mirrors.
So yeah, and we're gonna get more in depth into that next week, when we talk about what you as a average citizen can do. Because if your vote didn't matter, they wouldn't work so hard to make it difficult for you to do it.
Mm-hmm. So I guess that's enough of a rant. That's all I have, anyways, about that. But we can move on. Oh, you know what? I wanted to show one more thing, actually. I had this clip. This was from the end of Trump's last term before, he lost to Biden. But I kept this clip for a long time because I always found it humorous. And I want to show it just because it's Donald Trump doesn't tend to do anything for anybody, right? Like you never see him doing anything for anybody. He's always got people doing things for him, and when he's doing anything public and whatnot. And I just really got a kick out of this clip here. I'll play it.
Wow, look at that.
Kind of says a lot, doesn't it?
I totally forgot about that.
Netanyahu was signing some papers at the White House, and Trump was obviously there. And yeah, he's
Look
sitting
at
daddy
that.
down.
Yeah, look at that smile on Netanyahu's face.
Yeah, Trump looks really emasculated there. He's not used to doing this sort of thing. Anyways, I always got a kick out of that, just watching him pushing in his chair.
Well, the thing is, and what angers me a lot, even just representative of that clip, is we are paying out a lot of taxpayer dollars to a country with national health care.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they pay for higher education.
Yeah.
They get a certain amount of time off when they have a baby or other things. And the best of all, and I wish we did this here, is when their veterans come back from war, they go through a process to reintegrate them out of warfare mind and into society. So their incidents of veteran suicide are far lower than ours.
Yeah, no doubt.
And okay, if we can afford to pay for all that and jack up our defense bills even more, where's that money coming from? Nobody asks that. Where's that money come? But boy, you talk about universal health care here. housing, more affordable housing projects, things like that. Ooh, where's the money coming from?
Mm-hmm.
We can't afford to pay for that. So
Yep.
yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of that falls right into what we're talking about now, currently. It's yeah. So our history of surveillance, I left off right before 9/11. But I wanted to bring up something first, which plays into even now, especially with these attacks on Iran. It's if the scenario seems familiar, it is, because something similar happened back in the early 70s. Some of you may not have been alive then. And that was the oil embargoes of the 70s. When hold on a second, I'm pulling up my, sorry guys, I have to live through notes. The reason why the oil embargo happened, and mind you, we went from gas that was so cheap, they had commercials saying fill her up, and we had those wonderful cars that we could drive everywhere, gas guzzlers, the whole 9 yards, polluting everything. And it was a big deal. The interstate highway systems were being connected together. You know, US Highway 66. I think I said that right, because like I said, my mind is not all together today. Route 66 was of course decimated by it. And wow, coincidentally enough, it was activity by the US supporting Israel in its war against Egypt and Syria. And I forgot the name of it now.
Of the war?
Of the war. Yeah, they had a name for that. And this was also at a time when the US and Iran were allies that I previously had mentioned.
Yeah.
Darn it. Boy, my head is just not into it. I mean, I'm into the not into the details that I had already for you guys, and I apologize, but
No
my
worries,
head just short circuits at some time. Anyway, we had,
take it as it goes.
Yeah. Your AMC Javelin. Oh my goodness. I wanted an AMC Eagle back in the day.
Yeah, the Eagles.
Yeah, because it was constant 4-wheel drive.
Yeah, it was like
I thought that was big deal for me. Anyway, so yeah, we were supporting Israel with that war, and the OPEC nations were like, yeah, no. We don't like this, and we're gonna let you know by cutting off oil supply to you. This was the first time that the US was really challenged by foreign countries. In doing so, we weren't prepared for something to happen so dramatically, because we had such a free flow of oil coming in. Now, a lot of bitches, excuse me, no, don't excuse my French. A lot of bitches will complain and say, well, US has oil. We we have a ton of oil, and yeah, our oil production is really high, but we have dirty oil. And the refineries that were built in the 70s up until now were designed to produce a lighter oil. So we export a lot more of our oil than we actually use for ourselves because we get it through shale, through fracking. It's very dirty. It's heavy oil that needs a lot of refining. And a long
like
time
our
ago,
oil sands.
yes. Well, we get a lot of our second supplier of oil is Canada. So we have to refine all this stuff to be able to use it. So it's just cheaper. They decided back in the 70s, we're not gonna change our refineries. We'll just bring in more. Well, the OPEC nations decided, no, we're not going to agree with this. And they cut down the oil supply, to which we were not prepared to handle. But Congress did it. They managed to do it. They passed fuel economy standards, so cars had to run better on more miles per gallon. They decided to start traveling more and went to more difficult places to drill, such as Alaska, the North Sea. And then that's when we started tapping into Canadian oil sands. World oil production is, I think, 60% higher now than it was in 73. Now they claim that the U.S. is less dependent on Middle Eastern oil, and obviously, it is, since they are stealing Venezuelan oil now. But a comment that then President Jimmy Carter stated in 19.
Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to jump in because Chris said, "Yeah, it's hard for America to refine heavy crude. Canada does most of the refining." That's actually not true. We don't do very much refining here.
No.
A lot of it is just supplying it to the U.S. and then the U.S. ships it and does what it wants with it wherever it decides to take it. We're just delivering it. We're just pulling it out of the oil sands and where we get it. And there's a small
cog in the wheel.
Yeah, there's a small amount of refining that goes on here, but it's not much. And that's a thing that's been an argument here in Canada for a long time, is that we should be doing some of it ourselves. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there. I just wanted to correct that.
Well, I'm glad you did, because I looked at my phone and I realized I did not pull up the comments so I could read them while I was looking at my notes.
Okay.
Dickbag, that's kind of a funny comment in Indian country, because it's always been a joke to us that if we told the government that we had land up on the moon, they'd go up there and take it.
Yeah.
So, Ty, oh, I've missed you. Back in 1980, during Carter's State of the Union address, he said, "An attempt by any outside force to gain control of the Persian Gulf region will be regarded as an assault on the vital interests of the United States of America. Such an assault will be repelled by any means necessary, including military force." That threat still holds true, because it falls under the guise of we're protecting American interests.
Yeah.
Because OPEC was able to cause oil prices to rise in the 70s and 80s, the US had to basically scramble and use their might and, I don't know, bribery, palm greasing, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
to make the OPEC nations, now I'm forgetting the name of the oil agreement that we came to with the OPEC nations, which basically said, hey, yeah, we're going to use it, but you're going to use the American dollar to put the price on it. This happened again in 79 when a similar situation happened in 79 when the Shah was overthrown.
Right. Yeah.
So just a little bit of history there, because this will play in again with the surveillance issues.
Petrodollars. Yeah.
Yeah, the petrodollar. So anyway, let me I'm gonna get out of that. Did you throw up that picture that I
Yep. This one here.
get? Yeah, that one. Sorry. Oh, because I wasn't looking.
No worries.
Okay, let me get out of that window. And I'm gonna go for it.
Disorderly conduct will close the pump. That's amazing.
Yeah, they put rules on it. So yeah, when I ended the earlier history, I ended with Kylo versus the United States, where the Supreme Court found it was unlawful and against the Fourth Amendment to aim a thermal imaging device at a private home from a public street without a warrant. And shortly after that, ding, 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 September 11th and the Patriot Act. Love this. Uniting and strengthening America by providing appropriate tools required to intercept and obstruct terrorism act.
Mm-hmm.
And say goodbye at this moment to the long, slow slog of us losing security of our privacy by our government. This is when it started to become legally usurped. And it became even more more justified, or not justified. We became more aware of it through the various whistleblowers over the years who have come out and said, excuse us, bro. Let me go to all right, where are we? Okay. So after oh yeah, during this time, we had been conducting FBI surveillance of Arab Muslim Americans in Illinois. It's part of a terrorist financing investigation code named Vulgar Betrayal. Oh, this isn't another one. But you can leave it right there because I'll get to that one in a second. Yeah. Allegedly this ended in 2006. But yeah, I doubt it. Because
Yeah, right.
that's how we are. Okay. In 2000, not too long after everything blew up, We used to have a school called the School of the Americas, and it's where our finest dictators have been trained. Former students were Muammar Gaddafi and oh my goodness. Again, here Iraq, Saddam Hussein.
Right. Yeah.
They were trained here and put in place. And the reason why I bring up the earlier oil embargoes is because Saddam Hussein decided at this time, because remember, allegedly it was Osama bin Laden that caused 9/11, right? So if we're going after whoever caused 9/11, why are we going after this other guy? Oh, that's right. He decided to threaten American interests. He decided he did not want to sell oil anymore based on the US dollar. Oh, what a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, he decided, I'm kind of landlocked. I need a source of water so I could do my own shipping too. And that's when he went into Kuwait. Darn the luck. Now we have to go after Osama bin Laden. There's a terrible string of failures. Starting with South America, and I wish Ned was on, darn it. Because he is he probably can't talk about it, but starting with South America, because we were messing with stuff down there too, and basically it's all practice. We take our new technology and use it against foreign nations so we can get good at it and then use it here. Or now lately we just blatantly use it here. Yeah, 15 of the 19 hijackers were from Saudi Arabia, who U.S. ally, and somebody who supplies a lot of oil. We have a lot of interest there. All right, so the School of Americas, interestingly enough, got themselves some friends called the School of America's Watch. So they started to protest the training of Latin American military officers in the United States, who later turned out to be turned into dictators and human rights abusers in their own countries.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, this is why we can't have nice things. The FBI turned around and started surveilling them. And that surveillance went through to at least 2009.
Manuel Noriega was trained.
Yes. Now, within days of the 9/11 attacks, our friend and U.S. protector, the NSA, initiated a program called Stellar Wind, which was warrantless electronic surveillance that captured the communications of Americans. Now, I had people close to me that and unfortunately, Mystery, I am glossing over a lot of detail here because I'm hoping people will get interested and look it up themselves. It's really important to know what's going on. I know that there's a lot of fear, thoughts of a dystopian future, stuff like that, and I'm putting this groundwork out for you under a know your enemy sort of thing. I'll probably get in trouble for saying that, but I'm small potatoes. They don't care about me right now.
No.
And it's I am a believer of the Rebel Alliance.
Dun, dun, da, da, dun, da, da. Sorry. Star Wars.
That's the Emperor.
Yeah, I know,
Wrong
but
music. Wrong music.
no,
Um,
I'm just doing that music because they're the ones you're fighting.
right. And for many generations, our people, the indigenous people here, fought against their version of the dark side of the Force. Not gonna give up. We're still here. We were not conquered, but we were definitely knocked out of place. Um, and I do believe that enough people together will knock it back down. It's just that our mistake is we keep becoming complacent, and then the governments take over again, and they get more sophisticated each time. Case in point, Donald Trump. His first 4 years was spent learning what the Constitution was. That 4 years, while he distracted us with fake election, he was getting ready with his advisors in learning ways to get around the Constitution. And this 4 years, he's now implementing it. Here's another distraction for you. Why have we had 2 mentally infirm presidents in a row?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Biden was very obviously declining. Trump is now declining. Hell, the son of a bitch can't even stay awake at his own meetings. Mysterious bruises on his hands. Makeup over him. Of course, we know he's a fine fan of makeup anyway. But it causes me to question, how is it that we've had 2 mentally infirm presidents in a row? People need to get out of this propaganda loop that they've trapped themselves in. And the only way to do that is by educating yourself on this boring crap. Well, you're right.
He's right here saying that it's like Trump. Look, let's face it. Trump's not the one who's pulling the strings, right? There's people above Trump. There's billionaires and people with the money that are getting. Trump just talks and does what he wants, and he gets his little bits and pieces. And as long as he gets that, he'll just keep signing the executive orders, and he'll just keep saying what the money at the top really wants him to say, right? So he's not in control.
As long as his ego is stroked, he is happy. I mean, think about it. Who anyone who's ever paid attention to the presidents, out of all the things that presidents have time to do, how does this guy, who's running this shit, yeah, no kidding, it isn't me. How is it that this guy has time to watch Fox News, watch all these programs on TV that he can, complain about later, have his what's her face, that evil beaver, Carolyn Levitt, say, oh well, he'll be watching Kid Rock, and then on the TV at Mar-a-Lago they're watching Bad Bunny. I mean, come on. This is definitely a shit show, and it's a good question who's running it.
Yeah, it's smoke and mirrors.
Right. I mean, Obama was the last president we had that appeared to have his mental faculties together. But people were so incensed by him being our president that things just oh God, yeah, keep that list going, dickbag. Absolutely. So yeah, we're going to have to learn the hard way that we can never become complacent with our government. If we truly want it by the people and for the people have to be willing watchers and hold these people to account. Not just vote for whoever looks like they're gonna, oh yeah, these people support vote for them and then not even think about it. Because the only time we're acting is when it's uncomfortable. And that just we can't do that. We have to stay on top of our elected leaders.
Like we said in the last show, like start at the bottom, think municipality, think in your community, and then go from there. Go to congressional, go to senators, and then think about the president. But you really have to like build from the base up, because that's how the change actually happens. So I just want to repeat
Yeah.
that because it's how it works.
The president right now should be a sideshow. It's the people that are manipulating him. Stephen Miller, who's that other evil bastard?
Which one?
Palantir dude.
Oh yeah, Peter Thiel.
Peter Thiel. These are the people. So, well, even Steve Bannon to a small extent, he still has some fight left in that old ugly dog.
Yeah, he's less than he was in the first administration, Trump administration.
But he's still there. Yeah,
but he's
Peter
still there.
Thiel.
Yeah.
Peter Thiel and Stephen Miller are the two that I think need to be watched the most.
Yeah, Stephen Miller is his I hate to use the Nazi terms, but like his Goebbels.
Yeah, exactly.
And he even looks like him.
Okay, so in 2002, there was a program called Counterintelligence Field Activity, and it was used to spy on anti-war and political protesters active near military institutions. Institutions. I like that word. Installations.
Installations, right.
Now, they claim that it was terminated in 2008, but luckily, it was not. It was just merged into Defense Counterintelligence.
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of times they'll shut down a particular program of some sort, but it on paper it looks as though it's been shut down, but really it's just been absorbed. They just move some people here and there, and it just gets absorbed into some existing thing, right?
Passing the buck, right?
Yeah.
Also during this time, the FBI and the NSA started to surveil Muslim and Arab American leaders. These are people here in this country. And that included a GOP House delegate candidate, Faisal Gill. So they were not, this was really growing legs at this point. And every year, your elected officials, every one of them, both sides of the aisle, with the Patriot Act, I think 11 parts of the Patriot Act had sunset clauses. And every year up until 2015, when it was changed into something else, we'll get to that, your elected officials have signed off on the continuation of those programs. Larry Ellison, that's the other one. They have signed off. So it isn't just all the Republicans or or certain Democrats. It's across the board with a few standouts. Like even recently, AOC is going after Nancy Mace, I think it was a chick from Maine, the governor of Maine. when AOC voted against something, and then she is calling out that gal, get your facts straight about what I voted for. AOC is not innocent.
Janet Mills.
Yes, Janet Mills. AOC is not innocent. She's done the same thing. She's voted for a lot of these Sunset Act provisions. There's somebody who's going to come up again later. I'm going to bring him up now. And he was part of the Iran-Contra affair. Admiral John Poindexter was very involved in Iran-Contra. And he decided in 2003, he suggested to the Department of Defense about the creation of something called Total Information Awareness Program. And what that did, it would automatically, without court-approved warrants, it would take in massive amounts of personal transaction data under the guise of combating terrorism. And they were doing it until the public found out about it, who then bitched to their Congress people. And the griping about it became so loud that allegedly it was terminated in Congress in the following year. But not entirely. Because remember, this is our government. So its data mining elements may still be used today in other classified programs that we don't know about until a whistleblower comes forward to say, yeah, hey. Let's see. Oh, yeah, another big one. FBI again. Our alphabet people. Aren't they so lovely? They decided that it was really important to spy on a website called antiwar.com after it published details on a federal watch list. I don't remember all the details on it, but I believe it was because they got a memo that was stamped secret but routine. They had a terrorist suspect list, which had been supplied by U.S. government to various corporate and governmental agencies here and abroad. I don't remember the whole thing, but it was part of a FBI operation, and the memo, it was issued to FBI counterterrorism offices. They're like, how'd these people get this? Who are you? I don't remember all of the details, but there was some pretty heavy activity over it, which then led to the FBI continuing to investigate and spy on antiwar.com. When antiwar.com found out that the FBI was still spying on them, they sued under the Freedom of Information Act to get all the records for it. I believe it is still ongoing. The
really?
courts. This is from 2013, even. But they don't know if they are still under investigation. And that was the first time an online entity took on a surveillance organization. I'm gonna skip ahead to not really. 2008, the FISA Amendments Act. This is still used today. Trump will, on one hand, talk about how much he hates FISA and then tries to use it all the time. It permitted the collection of overseas communications of Americans, even in the absence of probable cause as required by the Fourth Amendment. And it was so pervasive. Let's say that I think I brought this up before. Let's say that you send an email. I'm going to send an email to SpiderDog, right? So I'm sending this email. Actually, no, that won't work because you are in a technically foreign country. Let's say I'm sending an email to Jeff, right? He's not in a foreign country. His email is not located in a foreign country. However, it may go through the server of a foreign country, which allowed FISA to grab that information. And they did this on the sly for a long time until a couple of senators revealed the NSA, the CIA, and the FBI were using this to collect and store warrantless communications of Americans with not even committing any kind of a crime, and they're still doing it. They're still doing it. It's still allowed today. They do not care. 2010, everybody's favorite festival, Burning Man. The FBI started spying on it.
Oh yeah, I remember reading about that.
Yeah. It was exposed that they were spying on Burning Man by a FOIA request that was originally filed in 2012, but nobody acted on it till 2015. The wheels of the government are real slow. They love us. They're going to protect us. Let's see. I didn't, let's see. I did not look this one up, and I meant to. DHS funded state intelligence fusion centers. A Senate, I don't know what the fusion centers are, but a Senate report 2012 on investigations examination of over 600 reports produced by Department of Homeland Security funded fusion centers found that nearly a third were never published for use within DHS and by other members of intelligence because they lacked any useful information or potentially violated department guidelines meant to protect American civil liberties or Privacy Act protections. Yeah, your tax dollars at work. Absolutely.
Yeah, what I pulled up here, just looking, says the fusion centers are state and locally owned hubs where state, local, tribal, territorial, federal, and sometimes private sector partners share threat information. DHS describes them as focal points for receiving, analyzing, and sharing threat-related information across the national network of fusion centers. It says that there are civil liberties and oversight concerns wrapped around the DHS intelligence work. 2003 review of the DHS Office of Intelligence and Analysts found problems with privacy oversight and the measuring of the office's effectiveness. DHS agreed with the recommendations for improvement, That matters because fusion centers sit right at the intersection of intelligence sharing, domestic security, and ordinary people's data. There you go.
Intelligence sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Something about that term is just disturbing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you basically have a government entity um, uh, supporting, financing, help like put money into a private entity to spy on American people.
Um, I was gonna
Sorry to interrupt you.
mystery. As far as Merrick Garland goes, he can be and has been at times just a part of the problem.
Talk about Netanyahu.
No, Merrick Garland.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. Merrick Garland's been not good at all.
It's well, yeah, in theory, it's a good idea, but again, without oversight.
Yeah, in theory, without oversight, it can become a problem, and especially when you're playing, private sector and public sector together, right? Like without oversight, things are gonna get messy.
Yeah, and the thing is virtually everything in the Constitution was put in place to protect the civilian.
Mhm.
There were guidelines for how the government was to use that power. And now it's become guidelines on how to abuse that power.
Yeah.
So, make no mistake. We're under a very this is a constitutional crisis like we've never faced before. Probably not since the crisis that happened in relation to creating the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. What really irritates me is as obvious that corporatists of all types have usurped this power for their own benefit.
For sure.
And this one hits a little closer to home, because in 2012, for 2 years, which this is kind of funny because it would happen from the Houston field office. They were doing an investigation of environmental extremists who opposed the Keystone XL pipeline.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I know all about that.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It was prompted by Indian people because they were going to put it right through a reservation and over a river that was very important. It's a large feeder river for the Mississippi. And had anything, if one of those pipelines were to ever spring a leak, the environmental disaster
is horrible.
You cannot comprehend how bad that would be. So that's where the term water protectors became so big. And it was thousands and thousands of million people that gathered together to protest those pipelines. And because of their protestations, our federal government ordered the use of water cannons and hired private security firms with attack dogs. That's what they did to their own citizens who were protecting water.
Yeah. looking out for the environment, raising concerns that were absolutely valid concerns.
Absolutely. And it's not just there on the reservation. This is water all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, it's like watershed stuff. Like if there was an environmental disaster in the Dakotas where like where the pipeline was supposed to go through, where they want it to go through, and it would get into waterways and it would move its way all the way down through the United States.
So talk about, the wolf in the hen house.
Mhm.
The FBI did finally concede that this investigation violated FBI and Department of Justice policy.
Mhm.
But they didn't do it until till they were exposed by news media in May of 2015. Let's see, what are you? Okay.
Many treaties, many of them.
Yes. In 2012, and this is still ongoing, Customs and Border Patrol started a
Yeah.
warrantless general aviation search program database called Skylane. And even after numerous complaints from private pilot members of various clubs, they suspended the warrantless part of the searches in 2014. So that went on for 2 years till general aviation in and of itself became too loud for them to ignore.
Right.
But the database still is operational. So even though you may have been subjected to a warrantless search, that information is still on the database.
Oh, for sure. Once they get it, they got it, But it goes to show, like you were saying, like, th they'll start doing these things until they get called out, until it becomes like a public problem, like the public starts to know, or agencies start to know, or organizations start to realize, and then, you know, that's when they'll back off of the thing. So you have to remember that they're never going to, um, well, we can't do that because it's against the Constitution. It's going to be, well, let's do it until they catch us.
Till they catch us.
Yeah, that's how it
Oops,
always
my
goes.
hand was in the cookie jar.
Yeah, exactly.
One of the things I did forget, and this is very important because it's relevant, just as relevant today. In 2010, this is when the FBI started raiding homes of anti-war peace activists, labor activists in Michigan, Illinois, and ding, 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 Minnesota, saying that they were supplying material support for terrorist organizations.
Right.
To date, no activist that they targeted was charged. And all the relevant court documents that would have shown why these people were investigated still under seal. And that is still active today. That has not ended. So yeah, we have it seems like Minnesota has been like a real stomping ground for a lot of this activity, and that includes tribal surveillance as well. A lot of Indian nations in Minnesota.
Well, it's long been a state that's hard for, like, it's a battle state in the sense of, it always tends to go blue in a lot of ways. And there's a lot of people who want their hands on it, you know?
Yeah, bring back Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So then we get to somebody that I hold dear. Because of his bravery.
Oh, thank you.
People will people call him a criminal, but yeah, and that is 2013 when Edward Snowden exposed
Right.
the illegal metadata collection under the Patriot Act, along with dozens of other electronic surveillance programs and activities that were later found to be illegal.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, those damn Indians trying to steal your country. Love him or hate him, he really opened the door on how bad this was. And he's now been given Russian citizenship. I think that's a sad thing. Unfortunately, a lot of the programs that he exposed, all this surveillance without any evidence, without any warrants, a lot of it was renewed when Congress passed the USA Freedom Act in 2015.
Yeah.
So a lot of that's part of the reason why I'm not going over the individual programs. But some of these programs had actually been in effect since like Nixon, in the 60s, but then were absorbed under the Patriot Act so that they could kind of mainstream everything. And there's one part of the act that is coming up for renewal next month, and I forgot to grab the information on that, so I will get it for the next show. But yeah, let's see, I already talked about Skylane. Okay, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. Oh yeah, sorry about that. One of the things we talked about the last show for this was the civil fingerprint database. And in 2015, which still continues today, it allows agents to search that fingerprint database even if the targets have committed no crime, no warrant, no nothing, they can just look. Privacy advocates have, complained, but to no avail. Let's see, I think 2015. Oh, yeah. This is still relevant. This is still some form of it is going on right now, as a matter of fact. Starting in 2016. A federal judge ordered Apple to create a software tool to allow the FBI to bypass key security and encryption on their phones.
Yeah, this is a popular case. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
And Apple actually came out for us here, or came out for Americans here. So
no, they didn't.
What do you mean?
No. In public, he said that the creation of that back door would compromise the security of every Apple phone.
Yeah.
While he was doing that, the FBI had already cracked into that phone.
Well, fair enough, but I just mean Apple wasn't going to do it for them. If the FBI did it on their own, they did it on their own, you know?
Well, but like it falls under that things don't seem to be what they appear. Because
Perhaps.
Apple has kissed government ass for a long time. It's kind of like
Oh, I don't
Pelosi.
deny that. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure, you know, for sure.
Kind of
I
like
just
Pelosi coming out and talking about how dangerous Donald Trump was, but then a lot of her voting record was giving him stuff that he asked for. Yeah, don't let the Apple fool you, because they're the worst. And we will definitely get more into that next week. Oh yes, 2018. Oh, and by the way, the crypto war between FBI and Apple still goes on today, but it's a distraction. The China initiative was similar to past DOJ and FBI programs that targeted ethnic or religious minorities. Now here's a scary terminology. They did this believing that group affiliation is going to be a predictor of potential criminal behavior. Now I don't know if
Oh, Dick Bag's backstage.
oh,
Hey,
sweet.
Dick Bag.
Hey, sorry, my fucking, speaking of Apple, my fucking useless AirPods working.
Damn.
Talking about Minority Report.
Well, I could be, but it was called the China
Well, I mean,
Initiative at the
you're
time.
talking about the predictive crime stuff.
Yeah, I bet if you're talking about Minority Report, the movie, I have not seen it. But you can go ahead and say something about it, because I'm not a fan.
No, it just ties into the predictive crime stuff.
Yeah. So
I actually haven't seen the movie either. I'm just familiar with this.
I have.
Wasn't it
don't worry about
wasn't it
seeing
Philip K. Dick movie? I mean, book.
I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. I just know about it because of the news.
Yeah.
I bring it up because during when George Bush was president, and I'm talking about the kid, not daddy, a child was arrested because he drew a picture of George Bush in a hangman's noose. And the reason he was detained, I'm not arrested, but he was taken into custody because they labeled him as a potential future terrorist.
Wow. Yeah.
Another wonderful program born of the Patriot Act. And so it's right in line with this predictor of potential criminal behavior. So a huge psyop on, if this person acts like this, well, darn, he is almost certain to be this. And that obviously continues today. I think I am done with. Oh, no. Every 6 years, and let's see. No, that was 2024. Every 6 years, the FISA Section 702, which gives federal government agencies mass surveillance authority, has to be renewed every 6 years. Now, this particular section, and this is the one I was bringing up earlier too, it's only supposed to target non-U.S. persons living outside the United States. But yeah, Sure, it does. And your elected officials renew this section every 6 years. And like I said, there's another one coming up this year in April. I don't remember what it is, but I will find it and I'll definitely put it up for the show next next Sunday. And look at that. I'm done gabbing.
Really? That's at
I
part
am.
2? Okay. Well,
Well, like I said, I gloss over a lot of stuff because
yeah,
I'm
well, I mean,
hoping that I'm just some old boomer on the internet that's pissed off by this stuff and I'm sharing it.
You're
want
Mossad. Come on. We all know it.
Plant.
Todd.
Oh no!
just kidding.
Wait, no, dick bag.
I had to get rid of him. It's
yeah,
part
but
of
you
my
messed
duty.
up with his AirPods. Now he may not be able to talk. Well, Wanda's right in this respect. While we wait for Dick Bag to get his sound back.
Can you not hear me?
There you are.
Oh.
There you are. Wanda does get this right.
So did you hear anything I said?
I heard you say that she was Mossad, and then
Todd's right. You're just a plant.
Yeah.
Oh, Todd called me a plant?
No, Todd just calls everybody Mossad, and
everybody. Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say I might be Moss, but
and because I'm up here, it's guaranteed.
Toot toot.
Toot toot.
I didn't do the toot toot. I meant to. Let me see here. I know there was something else I wanted to bring up. Oh, we have links. Links are in the oh, yes. Okay, so currently, I guess I'm not done because I got the current stuff now. Currently, Apple they bought a Israeli stealth mode startup named QAI. It's their second largest acquisition after they bought Beats Electronics. And what this does, it specializes in artificial intelligence that uses optical sensors and facial micro movements. Here we go. To detect silent speech or whispered words before they are spoken aloud.
Freaky.
They want it all. They want it all.
Well, it reminds me of that song Epic. You want it all, but you can't have it.
Right.
And it's definitely in our face, and they're grabbing it. So yeah, my hatred of Apple just continues. They just gave me another
How could you
reason.
hate such a fine Irish company?
You guys are hating me.
Oh wait, no, they're not Irish. They just have their headquarters there so they can avoid paying taxes in the U.S. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right.
What was I thinking?
Another wonderful company that has ties to certain people, Ellison, was called Predpol. And it is now was brand changed to Geolytica. But it is a predictive, here we go again, policing software designed to forecast hot spots for future crimes. And innocently enough, it was developed with the LAPD and UCLA researchers. Ding, 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 ding. More predictive stuff, right? So these mind police, just the wheels just keep turning. let me close out my other windows here so I don't. Okay, that's done. Oh, I forgot to bring up because you had brought up the that image earlier. Way back in 2003, AT&T had a room. It was called Room 641A.
Oh yeah.
Its existence wasn't revealed till 2006, and it was used for warrantless surveillance. They had the capabilities to surveil widespread internet activity, both domestic and international. Whistleblower and former AT&T employee Mark Klein revealed the existence of that room. So
I think they
again,
have a whole building somewhere.
Oh, I'm
that
sure
would
they
not
do now.
surprise me.
Somebody did a video on it on YouTube. I can't remember if it's in New York, LA, or
Yeah.
Washington D.C. But yeah. Well, I only came up really to give a book. Well, not a full book, but a sort of a pamphlet recommendation. If you've never read "War Is a Racket" by General Smedley Butler,
Love that guy.
you should probably read it. It
Fine
was written in
Marine.
what, the 20s, 30s, early. I think the 20s. Can't remember. Sorry.
The Wars of Racket is speech 1935 short
35.
book by.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. It was basically a speech that Smedley Butler was a retired Marine general. He's awarded the Medal of Honor twice.
Yep.
Like widely respected by veterans.
Major
He
General.
supported the veterans that Hoover was trying to fuck over by not paying them the bonuses they were promised. And he was approached by a businessman representing a couple of the industrialists that were trying to basically plan a coup against Roosevelt because they didn't like the New Deal. And he kind of went along with it for a minute to sort of gather some, intel on it. And then he went and testified to Congress about your coup plans. And he was so, well respected that people listened to him and paid attention to him. But nothing happened to those guys, of course. It basically, even though it was written way back then, if you read it now, it's just one of those things that just makes everything makes sense about this country, how we do business.
Yes, exactly. And that's the key words right there. How we do business.
Business. It's always been business. Yes.
Always been business.
If you think it's about freedom or this or that.
Yeah.
Well, look at the Marine that went and protested in the Senate and got his arm broken.
Yeah.
He was yelling at them
SB
that
said
people
something about him maybe not being a Marine. I don't know.
No, he is a Marine.
Yeah, I think
he was a sergeant.
But regardless of whether or not, it was atrocious treatment of a person.
Yeah,
and it makes you wonder. You stand up and shout these things, and you get dragged away. That's
and he was protesting the use of the military for money-making ventures in foreign countries.
Yeah, that which is pretty much all it is.
SB and I were
American
talking about
business.
that guy in chat, and he is definitely former Marine. He is running for office, I believe, in South Carolina. I would have to look it up again, but yeah, he's legit. He is legit, and boy, that snap that you hear from his arm breaking. Ooh.
Yeah. I mean,
it's rough.
Gruesome. But and then I'm looking at the guy, and he's like, I think he winced briefly, and then right back and yelling at the Senate, and I'm like, wow, dude.
I think that's what amazed me was just how, like, if my arm broke like that, I'd turn into a baby instantly.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, that shows you what. Yeah, I mean, when you're driven,
Yeah,
I mean,
he's a Marine, all right, I guess.
Yeah, I know SB was saying that there was stuff wrong about his uniform. He may
I
not
don't
have-
know.
Yeah, He may
Okay.
not have worn it properly to show up there, but yeah, he is actual legit Marine. So,
It's a
and
pretty,
I did find that information for that's coming up for a revote renewal. It is section 702. It was going to expire in April 2024. And then the Senate passed the Reforming Intelligence and Securing America Act. Yeah, okay. I believe that. So it renews America's most important and contested foreign intelligence program for 2 years till April 2026. So that does come up. And so yeah, I am definitely going to be talking about that next week.
Well, if you want recommendations on who to follow for this stuff, generally with the war stuff, I listen to like retired generals and shit like that because you know what I mean.
Yes,
They're the people to listen to, really. And people like Chris Hedges, who you sent me that video earlier. I'm definitely.
yeah.
Whitney Webb.
Whitney is amazing.
If you want to really be depressed,
Yeah, that's true. Boy,
you could listen to Chris and or Whitney or both of them at the same time. But you know, I'd much rather know the reality of the situation and what we're up against than not. So that's why I listen to people like that, and not people like, say, I don't know, Todd or Kfar or any of these fucking idiots who doesn't know their fucking ass from a hole in the ground. These people like brush their teeth with fucking, you know, encyclopedias. They're you know, with law books, with, you know, this is what they do, and they're very smart, and they don't have axes to grind or agendas to advance, you know, other than putting the truth out. So yeah, that's my reading suggestion for everybody. It's Medley Butler, and yeah, watch Independent. I mean, the state of you were talking earlier in the show about mainstream journalism, and it's shit on both sides. I mean, the reason we have Trump in the first place is because the opposition was so fucking awful that people were willing to go along with a fucking idiot like this because he was saying the right stuff, right? And they have no counter to him virtually. I mean, look at the amount of damage he's been able to wrought with virtually no pushback.
Yeah. Well, and having that majority helped because his mouth is so big that he was able to kowtow everybody into, you know, oh God, I have to have Trump support or else, you know, I'm going to get steamrolled.
Yeah. Well, that's again, agendas.
Yep.
This is why you don't trust people with agendas.
Also too, you got to be careful of the independent Eamon that you watch. Recently, I was going to say this till next week, but since you brought it up, it's a good time to stick it in here. Time
to stick it in.
That's what she said.
Stick it in. Yeah. I recently joined up with this group called the Sons of Liberty, and there's a channel.
They a band? Are they a punk band?
They might have been, but this is not. But this is not the punk.
Oh, band. I'm thinking of TSOL, True Sound Liberty.
Okay. There is also a channel on here called oh crap, True American, I believe.
Yes, thank you, Statham.
No, not Sons of Anarchy. There anyway, this channel, it's a former radio DJ with an awesome radio voice that does a lot of the videos for it. And they were recently talking about MAGA people raging. only they used a picture of the leader of the Sons of Liberty on it, who is highly progressive.
Yeah.
And I know people make mistakes and stuff like that, but this is how easily you can be misled.
Right.
Even they misled themselves by a picture of somebody who is actually well known.
Well, not to mention there's decades of information about
Yes, thank you,
Donald
Kendra.
Trump, you know, and how, you know, just everything about him, which I've been following for like the last 2 decades. I knew about this guy long before he ever got near office.
Yeah.
And for some reason, like, why doesn't any, I mean, if there's an old Barbara Walters interview where she interviews him, like,
Yeah.
during his bankruptcies, and I think he wrote up some follow-up book to Art of the Deal where he was saying like his bankruptcies were a triumph essentially and all this stuff. And she just shuts him down. He's like, well, everybody's saying this is all a great deal, and she goes, no, they're not.
No, they're not.
Oh,
Yep.
well, it depends on which bankers did you speak to. Which ones did you? All of them. Why don't reporters? I mean, why is Barbara fucking Walters the only one that's ever like confronted this guy and just with facts and said, listen, ask him to name any part of the Constitution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't believe that there isn't some just basic test.
Yeah. Well, dickbag, that's hard to do when you've used it to wipe your ass.
Yeah.
You know, he could name all sorts of parts of the Constitution, but he wiped his ass with it.
And again, where are all the auditors at? How come they're not making videos about this 24/7?
Yeah, Brick. Just ask Brick. Where is
he? Yeah.
I've never
They're
understood.
still suing each other and other YouTubers and shit. And
yeah, I've never understood how government, like, you know, I get it. We elect, you know, these people and they have to be put into positions and, you know, take on ministries or, you know, whatever departments. And I've never understood how, like, why we don't demand that, like, say somebody who is in charge of the Department of Education isn't somehow an educator themselves, right? For every department or every ministry, depending on what country, you know, government you are, that you would have people who are in that field being the ones running those things, right? But that's not the way it goes. You get Kristi Noem running the Department of Homeland Security. Not anymore, but you know what I mean?
Yes,
you get this random person with no experience whatsoever running some major department for the government. And it's wild to me that that's how we do it, you know?
Or a Zionist Fox News host.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah. It's a Department of Defense, like Department of War. Yeah, that's wild. Like,
well, they painted themselves into a corner with the Department of War thing. If you watched somebody cornered that little pipsqueak Mike Johnson the other day and asked him about it, and he referred to it as the Department of Defense again.
Yeah.
You know, like, because they didn't want to admit that this is a war, because nobody wants to come out and say war, because then it's legal. Slippery slope.
It's just another flex for Keg's breath.
Yeah. This shit, like, it's again, it's like the Todd shit. You know, telling everybody that you're a tough guy does not make you a tough guy. And nobody believes it. Well, stupid people believe it.
Yes. I know, Buxter, right? It's like they all just dried up and, well, actually, Dickbag nailed it with they're all suing each other, so they can't talk.
Yeah,
And
they're all
you know
idiots.
what? Mystery, I would love to put that up, but boy, I would definitely get copyright struck on that. But
Yeah, we can't
yes,
touch it.
yes.
No NBC.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, yeah, put up that mug shot because a lot of this stuff we're talking about, somehow this guy has been involved. You know that face. You'd think he was dead and buried. He is showing up everywhere in the Trump files starring Jeffrey Epstein. This guy has been, he has either funneled money, gave money, or somehow involved with virtually everything going on today. I'm going to bring that up next week on how to get around some of this stuff.
Yeah, he's
Because
one of many billionaires, but yeah, he's in there.
but he's been a major shaker and player of Palantir, Ellsworth, or I'm sorry, not Ellsworth, Ellison, Mr. Oracle guy. A lot of stuff that's going on with the surveillance industry, money has funneled through Jeffrey Epstein. And we will be talking about, like I said, next week, talking about how to get around some of this stuff and how to try and protect yourself from it.
It's a great way for the world to end, huh?
The world that was it? I can't, REM song. The world it ends as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. That's I got the lyrics wrong. It's ugly.
Yeah,
it's
he's dead. He's dead, Mirrors, but I think she just means like that he's not dead in the sense that he's showing up everywhere.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe he's on an island someplace.
No, I don't know. Look, I'm not trying to get nutty, but I mean, look, his brother was making noise about getting an autopsy done for a minute, and I don't hear anything from his brother no more. I'm saying.
Oh yeah, the same thing with the dude that allegedly killed Charlie Kirk. He's cremated already. He's gone. Yeah. So, no touching that one either.
Yeah.
Or was it? No, not Charlie Kirk. Was it? Or was that guy arrested?
The Charlie Kirk guy was arrested. But I haven't heard anything about him in ages. It's like nobody wants to talk about that anymore.
Yeah.
Which I'm fine with because I don't really care, but
it just seems like all of these major players are all connected.
It's a big club.
Yeah.
You ain't in it.
And you ain't in it. Oh, hell, even Diddy was in it. Epstein and Diddy. How about that connection?
When you provide services for other billionaires, for other mega rich people, everybody knows each other. It's like, and who better than to provide services than another billionaire, right? Billionaires, they get it. That's their club, and it's like, if you're smart enough, you're not just going to be a billionaire. You're going to be a billionaire that provides services. So.
Well, there is a good clip where Carlin is on Politically Incorrect, or one of those shows where, he's the comedian and there's a bunch of, dipshit pundits in suits, pushing back on when he's saying, fascism is, it's coming.
Yes.
And they're trying to take, they want it. They just want it all for themselves and none for you. And he gets pushed back, and his response was something along the lines of, they don't need to have big meetings about this. Their interests align. You know what I mean? They don't need to be told. They don't have to have big secret. Because the guy was trying to say, "Oh, are you saying there's some secret organization?" And no, they do this shit out in public
out
too.
In the open.
The guy from Klaus Schwab, he's saying now is COVID is a perfect time for us to reset everything and take control. You know what I mean? These guys aren't.
Yeah, I mean, and also this is like historically, if you look at the history of empires, this is fascism is the end game for empire.
And and extending yourself militarily. Hello.
Yes.
We've been doing that
Yeah.
forever, but this is just like, yeah, and you get progressively stupider people in show.
Yeah, exactly. Because and as the empire starts to die, those who have they grasp hard, right?
Oh,
They're like,
the show's
gotta hold
obviously
on
over,
hard.
guys. We got to leave. Muckster just
Yeah.
said the show's obviously
Muckster
over
said-
because
Well, I'm
nothing we're
saying-
saying here is of value.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Oh,
nobody
Get outta here,
want to
Muckster.
listen to anything from this point on.
Thank you, Buckster.
Thanks for coming.
That statement that George Carlin had made was political correctness is fascism pretending to be manners.
Yeah, he made the point. Yeah, when it arrives, it's not going to be jackboots. It's going to be
No.
t-shirts
No.
and hats. And again, he was
Mhm.
right about virtually everything, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything he said still is relevant today.
Even
There's always one of those guys. Every sort of era in human history, there's usually more than one, but you know, you got your Orwells and stuff like that. And Carlin
Mark
was one of them.
Twain's.
Yeah, Carlin was one of them, you know.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, again, this country we look at who we worship too. And just unquestionably, somebody with a lot of money is just allowed on TV, and people just nod along with it and say,
Mhm.
nobody questions why the fuck Elon Musk, foreign-born, well, people do, but nobody does anything about it.
Right.
Yeah.
A foreign-born, person is given so much leeway in the government. It's because he's the world's richest guy.
Mhm.
Well, it's
people
kinda like
go, oh,
the-
he must be smart.
The
Foreign
banks.
born, and he goes around collecting citizenships because I mean he's got a Canadian citizenship, he's got an
3.
American citizenship. Yeah, you know. So
Yeah,
South
where
American.
does that guy's fucking loyalty lie?
yeah,
Wherever
exactly.
he can make the most money, which happens to be right here, because this country has turned into a breeding tank for billionaires. So
Yeah,
we have-
it's always been that. I mean, go back to, and I mean, you got nothing but white guys in suits, businessmen to thank for all this shit. Going back to Edison is still considered to be a genius, even though he swiped most of fucking ideas from other inventors. And
Wow, he's a good marketer. He was a good marketer, and he had that whole group of like 30 guys, and they're inventing some stuff. And as soon as he saw something that looked like it was gonna be grow into something, he ran down and patented it.
Yeah, he had it on legal lock. Yeah, and Tesla, for example, argued for the use of direct current versus AC current for homes because it was much more stable, especially over long distances, whatever. So in order to dissuade the public from going along with DC and trying to prove how dangerous it was compared to AC, Edison staged an electrocution of an elephant.
Yeah.
And filmed it. And you can find it on YouTube.
Yep,
You
it's on
can go
YouTube.
look it up with DC power just to prove that it was super dangerous, right? Now,
Mhm.
you could certainly electrocute an elephant with
Dick
alternating current as well, but that's not important.
Yeah.
Dick Bag, I gotta make a little correction on that. Tesla revolutionized AC. It
Was it?
Yes, it was Edison that was promoting direct current DC.
I'm sorry, I had it backwards. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I didn't even catch that.
I'm a Tesla fangirl, sorry.
Well,
which is really stupid, which annoys me by that car company being called Tesla, because what is it?
Yeah,
DC
it should be called
current.
Edison. It should have renamed it to Edison when Musk took over because he's got way more in common with Edison, just being the showman inventor. And you could thank Henry Ford for our 40-hour work week. And this guy mathematically fucking plotted out the amount of time, like you have to get people to work in order for them to not revolt, but also not have time to do anything for themselves, and how much, all that shit. And then you got like Edward Bernays, the fucking propaganda master, who convinced everybody all sorts of things that were business people paid him to promote, whose grandson, by the way, is now head of Netflix.
Oh, God.
Yeah, but it's normal. I mean, Letterman used to have Trump on all the time,
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was back when Trump was a Dem sycophant.
Yeah. How did we think this was all going to end up? Is my question. This is what you get.
think was going to happen.
Yeah, this is what you get when you behave in this manner.
Yeah. But like I said, we've had 2 mentally infirm presidents in a row now. It should be obvious to everyone that we're electing puppets.
Yeah. Oh, if you guys have never heard of Bill Hicks, by the way, you should look up some of his stuff on, because had he lived, he would have been, he was very much in the Carlin mold. Yeah. But he had some great political takes too. This, I prefer the puppet on the left. I believe the puppet on the right is more to my liking.
Wasn't he young when he died?
Yeah, he died.
He was pretty young. Yeah.
Late 30s or early 40s the most.
Because I think I remember him being like really a dark humorist.
Yeah, he had some dark humor, but he was also he got into political stuff and kind of called out the powers that be.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember he was the shock and awe guy.
Yeah. Yep.
I always remember his.
That was a good one.
His demon, like Satan, black sperm joke that he did.
Sucking Satan's pecker.
I feel like Joe Rogan kind of stole some of that off of him, but yeah.
Yeah,
another thief of intellect.
Middling comic at best. He got so fucking lucky.
Yeah, big time.
I met him back when he was like on the Fear Factor era.
Yeah, when he had hair.
No, I think he was mostly bald at that point. I don't remember. I remember me being short. That's all I remember.
Oh
yeah.
I could almost look him in the eyes.
But Bill Hicks, he was against religion too. He had some pretty funny stuff about that. He said he was doing his jokes down south, and a couple of guys came up to him after, "Hey, funny man, we didn't like what you said about Jesus." And he was like, "Yeah, well, forgive me." He said later, when I was hanging from the tree, he was great. If you haven't ever listened to Bill Hicks,
yeah, he was troubled but great.
Yep. He had some. He said drugs. He's like, drugs are great. He said, if you don't like drugs, if you don't like all that stuff, go home, take all your albums, throw them in the trash.
Yeah,
because all those guys real fucking high.
Wanda, if you believe everyone takes the government's word for it, why are you listening to us? Because there's 3 of us up here who do not. And most of my listeners, watchers, whatever, don't either.
Yeah, I've been watching the sort of going-ons in chat, and I think all of us here are pretty much, will point out where the government is wrong and stuff. And I don't want to speak for anybody else, but I'm not anti-government in the sense that me personally, where I think society doesn't need a governing body. I I firmly believe society does. It's not about whether government should exist. It's about what kind of government. Like I care about anti-corruption and anti, you know, power acting without accountability and stuff like that. And I think those things are possible. So, I, you know, I'm not an anarchist. Like I don't think society today, modern society, can function without people working with an interest to, you know, because roads don't build themselves, contracts don't get you know, uh, done themselves, hospitals don't, you know, we need structure of some sort. But
Yeah.
we everybody here agrees that there's a lot of corruption and there's a lot of unaccountability and stuff like that, and that's what we need to work on. Whether we ever get there, I doubt we ever fully get there, but I mean that's the point, right? Like that's my position anyways.
Chris, you are right to a large extent. But we have to attack it at all angles. We can't just local is good, but we have to take it all the way up the tree. This has gone on far too long and is too powerful. We have to
Yeah,
take it
for the
all on.
record, I feel like it's too late for any of us.
Fair enough.
Well, we haven't even talked about our environmental situation,
Yes.
which
For sure.
really nobody talks about because nobody wants to. Even these people that are talking about Trump and what war and all this, and it's an existential threat. Well, I got news for you. If it gets to the point where the major weather patterns keep getting disrupted in this manner, and the Arctic ice is almost gone, and we can't produce grains at scale, pack your shit, folks. We're going away.
There's a lot of problems more than just government, and the ones like things like the environment are literally, you know, we're not giving it enough attention, and it is the most dire type of thing because, you know, if you remove all the birds from the planet, the Earth is going to die. The Earth depends on birds. The ecosystem depends on birds, like across the board. There's lots of other species, thousands, hundreds, tons of species of different plants and, you know, fauna and flora on this planet that if you remove just one thing, the planet would suffer greatly. But if you remove humans from this planet, the planet
everything else thrives.
Yeah.
Except for that, if we go suddenly and there's nobody to mine the nuclear reactors and they all start melting,
there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a problem.
Strip the
for
atmosphere and nothing will survive.
You know,
well,
there'll be a problem, but
all the animals are still surviving over in at Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one reactor.
Yeah, I wanted to comment to this. Where are you?
Sorry, I didn't mean to take it in the
real
dark waters, but
no, I'm glad you did. Chris, yes, we have to. If you want to sit back and just watch the world burn, I mean, sure, but I come from a society who are warriors and we will fight. And I don't believe it's over. I don't believe it's the end. Not yet, anyway. Do I get depressed about the way things are? Absolutely. Are there times when I just want to curl up in a ball and wish it was over? Absolutely. But then I got to get up and do something because otherwise it's like, and I have to. I can't not do something. I can't. I'm like, you know, the pilots of Alaska 260 flight 261. I will I hit the water trying to change it.
We're all gonna do our thing, you know. We all have different opinions and different feelings about it. I'm like, I see it all. I see the environment. I see the government problems, the world views, and I see people's problems and all of that stuff. I don't know if it's my love of history and stuff, and I know this is a very different time, but I just see a pendulum that swings back and forth, and things go from bad to okay to bad to okay to bad. Humans find a way, and we pay prices for it as we go
Wasn't that
along.
a Twilight Zone episode, The Pendulum? Or was
Yeah,
that? Am
probably.
I thinking of? Am I
I know
thinking
I
of
didn't.
a?
I know I didn't come up with it.
Maybe I'm thinking of a dark poem or something from.
Yeah, it's not something I
damn it.
came up with for sure.
That
but-
author, the author. What's his name?
Poe.
Poe. Thank you, Edgar
yeah.
Allan Poe.
To summarize
Yeah.
the summary of the summary, people are a problem.
Human beings suck balls. How about that?
And
Sometimes
that's
we're
why
great.
we need structure.
But, yeah, exactly.
I
Yeah.
was thinking about maybe doing a live stream where it was just kind of talking about kind of some of the cool things people have done.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of fiddling while Rome burns, but you know.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice every once in a while to like discuss stuff that's like
For sure.
cool. You know what I mean?
A
Like
mind break.
I'm a big advocate for. I hate when people say like the pyramids were built by like aliens or like mystical technologies that we.
Whoa.
Hey, wait a minute.
What?
Because I think it takes away from human achievement, and I just hate that whole thing. That's the realist in me, you know what I mean? Like it's fun to think about all the fantasy elements of it and whatnot, but we have enough information, and god damn it, humans built that stuff, okay? Like, so yeah.
Well, we really
I
don't.
believe in the sky people.
I don't know. We don't know shit.
Yeah.
Like really.
I
Yeah,
believe
to a
it.
degree.
The-
I think
the-
we're clever because we have iPhones, but
Not me. I'm clever because I have an Android.
I still believe we're smarter today than we were 4,000 years ago.
I have a Star Wars phone.
better informed, yeah. But we're still making equally.
Oh,
foolish
absolutely.
fucking decisions.
The human condition never changes, and it never will, unless we somehow, I don't know, like download ourselves into some AI and become like some immortal being of some sort. Like,
Well, that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
some of
that-
these fucking guys are wanting. You
oh,
know?
absolutely.
They
course.
read all the sci-fi books, but they took the wrong fucking message out of them.
Well,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
damn Elon, that Neuralink thing.
Yeah, try it on yourself, bitch.
Yeah, no shit. You love it so
Yeah,
much.
yeah,
Let me see
yeah.
you. Yeah.
And by the way, just
Exactly.
on a personal note, stick a fucking rifle in fucking Lindsey Graham's fucking fat fucking arms and send him to fucking
Yeah,
Iran.
yeah.
Yeah, no
Wake up-
kidding.
All
Wake
you
up,
little pussy bitches fucking
Bring John
cheerleading this
McCain
shit.
back to life because he's saying bomb Iran, right? Like, so bring him back to life and get him on the front lines to Iran.
What's that movement going on now?
Well, unlike
to get Barron, send
draft,
Barron,
yeah, draft.
draft Barron. That's yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
like draft Barron.
I mean, John McCain kind of sucked, but he did. At least he served, and he was a POW.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Wanda, I hate to bring this up, but Alexander Hamilton got legislation passed that actually opened the door to that corruption. And I'll begin it with the central bank.
Mm.
So as much a warning as he may have put out, he also benefited from that.
What's the saying? Good intentions, or
the road to hell is paved with
Yeah,
good
pave.
intentions.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, you know.
Power corrupts.
Mhm,
Yeah, Lindsey
absolutely.
Graham, I want to call him out as being a flaming queer, but I do not want to insult gay people like that.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's like nobody cares whether what he is, but it's that you're just a disgusting human being that has fought against that, and everybody behind the scenes knows what you are, man. Like it's messed up that people like that exist.
Yeah, there's people like Trump's an idiot, but like people like Ted Cruz, who's actually not unintelligent. I mean,
Yeah.
he knows the Constitution. He knows all these
Yep.
things are wrong, and he's just a slimy motherfucker
Yeah.
using that to his
Yeah,
own.
disgusting. Mhm.
So he, in a sense, though, you know, like Trump's just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But
Ted
they,
Cruz
yeah,
can actually process information and has somewhat of an intellect and chooses, you know.
Mhm.
and you know, the son of a bitch had a dually, and the only reason he gave up his Canadian citizenship was so that he could run for president. That's
Yeah.
not the reason to do that. If you really did not want to have also a Canadian citizenship, you would have gave it up.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, Jimmy Carter sold his fucking peanut farm before he became president because he didn't
Right?
want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This
It's like
this guy's taking jets from
From winter
Qatar.
weather.
yeah.
Escaping winter weather. Yes, he also does look like Mr. Burns.
I mean,
We have a gallery of losers that we've elected and somehow don't get rid of. We need to start following up with the get rid of part. And the hard part is, oh, wow, Chris.
Yeah.
I don't live on that side of Arizona. That's the side of Arizona that people who have money can live on. I'm in the poor part of Arizona. But
if there's livestock and ranches there, then yeah, it must be the rich part.
yeah, I mean there's a scattering of wild donkeys and horses out here. Because I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Literally. I mean, the closest major town. Yeah, I'm in La Paz County, okay? The county
guess,
with the least amount of people in it.
Your closest town, if I remember correctly, is Yuma.
Yes, the
Yeah.
major. I mean, well, there's also Lake Havasu, but the seat of our county is right next to property on the Indian reservation, the Colorado River Indian Tribes Indian Reservation.
is Havasu drying up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
There. Yeah.
Well, even where I'm at right now, and I'm on in the wintertime I camp on the what's called the long-term visitor area. And even the water here, a few years ago, 5 years ago, the water was open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. and now it's 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. because the aquifers are not refreshing at a rate that keeps up with the water usage. And just like California, they're building new businesses. They want to put up more homes and apartments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Private equity is taking over trailer parks now.
Yeah, they've been doing that for like a decade. But it's getting it's cheap. Like right now, my trailer is very old. I cannot afford to get a new one. Don't want a new one because I want to try and get a house. But since COVID, a lot of the RV parks here have gone resort. And now you have to have something that is newer than 10 years old or they won't let you in. So, luckily there is a couple of parks here that let old trailers in, but they also charge an arm and a leg because they know you can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and also our big issue out here too is companies from the Middle East, because they have outlawed a lot of water usage there, came here to plant hundreds and hundreds, well, actually thousands of acres of alfalfa. Hey, they grow it here and then ship it back to the Middle East. So our water basically is getting shipped to the Middle East.
Wow.
To feed their camels, I guess.
Feed their cattle, Stratham says. Yeah.
So now the governor allegedly is suing some of these companies. To what end, I don't know. I mean, Mexico has a legitimate bitch. The Colorado River used to empty out down there.
Yeah.
There is no river left by the time it gets there.
But have you seen my new yacht?
Oh, well, are you talking about your new yacht that they had to basically rebuild a lock?
Yeah.
Because it was so big they couldn't get it through it?
Yeah, they told him to fuck off, and then he agreed to pay for the whole thing or whatever.
Well,
you're talking about Bezos, right?
Bezos, yeah. Yeah, that's the second richest or third richest man.
And you still look like a human a walking penis. Like a fucking just bag of fucking dick skin.
Yeah.
Without the one eye. He's missing that eye. But hey, let's throw all these women up in space for 10 seconds and call them astronauts.
Yeah.
Woo-woo! Talk about
Katy
some propaganda on that one.
His plastic-faced wife, yeah, and Katy Perry with her dead fucking nothing going on behind her fucking eyeballs.
Yeah.
I used way back when Orlando Bloom was in Lord of the Rings, I had a crush on him. And then when he married her, yeah, when he married her, I was like, what is wrong with you, dude?
They're Hollywood people. They're entertained. Those people live in, I mean, La La Land is an appropriate fucking term because most of them, I've met some cool people that work in the industry out here, but again, the cooler people I've found are like the little bit actors and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because
they don't
struggle. They have the more interesting. They're more free to tell interesting stories and stuff like that too.
Well, wait a minute. Hold on, sort of, because as you know, Hollywood is also insanely political, and my uncle worked for Central Casting, but he at the same time he worked for Central Casting, he was also a union carpenter building sets for a lot of the studios. So there were my uncle, I will admit, my uncle's kind of a hothead. So there were some interactions with certain studio people that when it came to his being cast as an extra on certain shows, he was not credited for some of those shows because of the director he had pissed off while he was building a set.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that type of shit.
Yeah.
I haven't personally experienced that kind of thing, but I also kind of just well, I mean, no, you know what I mean? I was never that high up in the entertainment business to have anything like that happen to me. I was kind of more fringy production stuff. I worked on some big stuff, but and I interacted with and in a couple of other jobs I've had, I've interacted with quite a number of famous people, and
Yeah.
I really and I don't mean it like if you've ever heard me like name drop people and stuff. I'm not really like trying to like blow myself up or anything, or brag on it or anything. It just happens to be where I'm at and shit that I've done. It's
Yeah.
just
I mean,
I
Yeah.
you work
don't
in the
care
industry.
about any of these people, to be quite honest.
Well-
There's only a couple I got to hang out with Dee Snider and
Oh man,
give
that would
him
be
like
cool.
like I had a
Cool.
really cool fucking interaction with him. Shit like that has been pretty cool, but most of them it's just like whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
well-
like, I mean, you work in the industry, you're gonna meet people, but I think a lot of the times the ones that are gonna stand out to you are probably ones that people wouldn't think. Like you're saying, Dee Snider. Most
Yeah.
people aren't gonna think that, right? Like, but
Well, I was
Cool
really
guy.
cool because I got to thank him and I got to talk to him for a minute about the whole PMRC thing. That fucking
Yeah.
Al Gore's
Yeah.
fucking bitch wife
Yes.
fucking went at when they
Yeah,
went
yeah.
after those, because it was him and Zappa, dude.
yeah.
Yes.
And he
Yes.
fucking represented, man. He's a badass, man. I like a lot, man. He was cool as
Yeah.
fuck to me, and we had a good
I
like
loved it when he
actual
took on
conversation.
Tipper Gore. Oh my
Yeah, and I
God.
got to thank him for doing that. Like,
Yes.
that was fucking badass, dude. Thanks.
Thanks
you
for
know.
talking, representing the little people. All right,
Exactly.
Mirrors, take care. Thank you for coming. Well, that's why I found it so easy to tell you stuff, because I knew you'd understand.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of people out here are just they're whack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're in their own fucking world.
I mean, the most famous of anyone in my family was my stepdad. And among like regular public, he was not known. But in the industry, he was well known. So it was nice to be able to, because I found a lot of the entertainment industry to be very plastic, and it was a big turnoff for me.
Oh yeah, man.
And luckily, my mom kept me out of it. Well, not that I was never pretty. I was too short. I was too overweight. So it was not like I was going to be anything until Melissa McCarthy came along.
What are you talking about? Poltergeist. You could have been the little
Oh,
old lady
yeah,
in Polter.
Well, I was accused of my voice sounding like her for a while.
I did meet her. That was
The
interesting.
house is
Oh, no way.
closed.
I met her. I didn't really interact too much with her. She was very old at the time, and it was. But I did meet Jo Beth Williams, and I almost lost my shit because fucking Poltergeist is like one of my. I was like giddy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, and but she could not have been fucking sweeter. It was nice. But by the way, there is an excellent documentary now available called "She Was Here." It's about Heather O'Rourke, the little girl that played Carol
Yeah.
Ann.
He died of Ray's syndrome. Right?
No,
syndrome?
no. I mean, they tell exactly why in the movie, but it was basically could have been prevented. It was fucking
Probably.
yeah, but I mean, it was good though. It was really good. She was a cool little kid. She was smart. They lived in like a trailer park. They were pretty down to earth people. They were. It was a good. It was not the most exciting documentary you'll ever watch, but I think you might have to pay like $4 for it, but I would recommend it because it's a good little independent documentary.
All right, now that we know who you would lose your shit over, Spider Dog, who would you lose your shit over if you got to meet them?
If I got to meet them, I met one of my heroes and I regret it. So I don't really. I kind of like I learned that lesson, like don't meet your heroes, and like it wasn't. I don't know. I got taught. I met Norwood Fisher from Fishbone. He's the bass player, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I took some bass lessons from him, and I learned a ton of cool stuff from him, and that was really cool.
cool.
But him as a person is just I don't know. It's like Fishbone, they were never, they're like influential for musicians and whatnot,
Yeah.
but they never
Yes.
really made it super big. And so guys like that are they're always grifting, let me put it that way. Like they're always hustling and that sort of thing. And let's just say there was a little bit of sort of money stuff that was kind of just like, oh, okay, like I don't want to get into it all. But anyways, just my point is, people are people. Your heroes are just people.
Yeah.
And they may not, they're not the god you think they are.
Nope.
If there was somebody else, I don't know, like somebody like I've met Doug Stanhope. I love Doug Stanhope. I met him a couple times. I don't know. It's hard to say. I have so many. I mean, I'd love to meet George Lucas. I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But
For me, this is totally, completely off the wall because there's so many Indian actors that I would love to meet, like Tantu Cardinal, Adam Beach. I could go on forever. But this particular guy, I don't know why, but it's Carl Urban.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Oh yeah.
And maybe it's because I met some of the people from Star Wars back in the day. I mean, Star Trek.
Star Wars?
Star Trek
Oh, Star
back
Trek.
in the
Yeah,
day, because
right.
he played Bones
Yeah.
on the newer
Yeah.
versions of. But he also, oh my God, Billy
Kelvin
Butcher
timelines.
in The Boys.
Yeah, he's great.
I love that show. It is so disgusting and in your face, and I love it.
Boy, they just
But-
dropped a trailer for the final season.
Yes, I can
Mm.
hardly wait. That dude with the 30-foot schlong. That's how do you walk away from that?
My dad was in the theater program at McGill University when William Shatner was in it. My dad was coming in as William Shatner was going out.
And then he went to space.
Interesting.
Yeah.
William Shatner went to space. Yes,
The
I know.
only-
I'm sorry, mystery.
I was the only person I would have liked to have met that I never got a chance to would have been Jim Henson.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, totally. I mean, anybody like that.
I did meet Paul
Love
Williams.
him.
It was difficult for me to speak.
Paul
If you don't know
my-
who Paul Williams is, like,
I do
Yeah.
because I'm taller than him.
yeah, and he grew up in the 70s. It was kind of hard to avoid him.
He
But
was
he
an
wrote
amazing
most of the.
songwriter.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was a genius songwriter.
Holy
really.
cow. Him, Hoyt Axton. Oh, man. I got. Okay, I'm going to name drop this one. My aunt and uncle got married. Dick Big. I'll show you the pictures someday. I got pictures of Hoyt Axton holding me when I was a toddler.
cool.
Nice.
Okay, that was totally a name drop, I know, but I didn't know, all these people were in and out of my grandparents' house all the time, so they were just normal people to me.
Yeah. The only time I really got tongue-tied to the point I just reverted back to a 5-year-old kid when I met Adam West the first time.
Ah,
I was just like,
another person that I would definitely lose my shit over if he was still alive and I met him, Gene Roddenberry.
oh yeah,
Absolutely. Because that guy tackled virtually every taboo in the very small, minute amount of time that Star Trek was on TV.
agreed.
Except for gay. And he and
Mhm.
George Takei had a big conversation about that. And he
Mhm.
apologized to George Takei. He said he is just there. He could not figure out any way to get that past the censors.
Yeah, there was to be fair,
Yeah.
no way.
It wasn't not at that time. It wasn't going to
Yeah.
happen.
But I give him credit. You're right. He deserves a lot of credit for, I believe, the first interracial kiss on television.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uhura and
She
So
was
if we're gonna
hot.
go back
Even I
real
have to say that
historical-
she was hot.
So if we're gonna go back in that same spirit, like, and pick anybody, we could meet Rod Serling, number one. For me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I'd like to meet Mel Brooks.
And George
He's still
Takei was
alive.
in a
He's
really
still-
famous. Oh, he's still alive.
Yeah, he's still alive. That's
Yeah.
great.
99, man.
Crazy, huh?
I
My
love
wife
that
bought me
guy.
tickets to. We went to see Hal Linden and Barbara Eden doing a play
No
called Love
kidding.
Letters.
Mm.
They're both
Wow.
like 95. It's like, what the fuck happened to them? Where did all the
Yeah.
time go? It's crazy, but yeah.
Oh, Barney Miller.
Yep.
Yes. Wow. Oh, Slash. Amazing.
I missed meeting Slash at the place I was at. He came in and I was out that day, but I did meet Kirk Hammett. And,
Oh, cool.
spend a little time with him.
Boy, Kirk Cameron.
Kirk, no,
Kirk Hammett.
I
No.
wish Kirk Cameron. What are you kidding me? He's
All
the
right,
tippy
dump that
top,
guy
right?
off a cliff.
Okay.
No,
No, Kirk Hammett from Metallica. I wasn't
okay,
actually all
thank
that
you.
excited about it. It was actually more funny me telling people that I know that like Metallica a lot and watching their fucking faces like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, because you're gonna meet.
But I'm kind of twisted like that, so.
Yeah, because you're gonna meet two different camps: the ones who hate them, or the ones and think they sold out, or the ones
Oh,
that
they
still love
absolutely
them.
sold out for sure.
Oh yeah, I love early Metallica was like the Metallica, and then they sold out.
Yeah, they used to give away their cassette tapes and tell everybody to like copy them and pass them
Copy
around.
them. Yep.
Until they all got mortgages, right? And then they sued fucking Napster for people doing the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Fuck Metallica.
Pearl Jam was like one of my very deep core favorites. Eh.
Out of the Seattle, Alice in Chains is my.
Oh, they were
100%.
fantastic. Them and
Fucking Lane
Soundgarden.
Staley, Jerry Cantrell.
Yeah.
I also liked Screaming Trees quite a bit, and I did when I lived in Seattle. I did get to spend a couple hours, I think, felt like anyway, with the lead singer, which was fucked up because he came into the studio I was working in, and he was like, I kind of knew who he was, but I didn't really, and he started telling me he had just like found one of his friends like a few days before, like dead from a heroin overdose in his house and shit. And he was like, holy fuck. And he just got laying this. He obviously just needed like somebody to talk to, and he was just like laying all this fucking heavy ass shit on me. I was just like, okay. It's crazy. Nice guy, though.
When it comes to musicians, my list is there's too many, but I just remembered that.
Hey, Benghazi Rabbit.
Hey, Rabbit. Yeah. When I was growing up, one of my best friends growing up, his brother worked for Thrasher magazine. He was a photographer for Thrasher magazine, and he was the same age as Tom Green. I'm just a year, like school wise, like a year younger or whatever than Tom Green. And so they were friends. So I kind of interacted. I was around him at times. But then as I got older, I was in bands, and Tom was already doing his like public access stuff and like his television show, Public Access. And he was like, he was big in the community. Like he would do charity events, like, MC charity events. So my band would be playing a show and he would be the MC. So I hung around with him and chatted with him, and we weren't like best friends or anything, but it was a sort of, we knew each other. He knew my buddy and all that kind of stuff, So that was kind of fun.
Hey, Spider Dog, when are you gonna play some of your band stuff?
I've played some old band stuff, but I want to play some bass or something one day. I'll do something. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet.
You're a big Star Wars fan, right, Spider?
Yeah, big time.
I met Phil Tippett. That was pretty.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. We've talked about that. I love that. I mean, that's massively huge.
If you don't know who Phil Tippett is, he did the stop motion effects and creature effects in like
Nice.
he did the
Wars.
Rancor monster in
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi with the Go Motion. He did the Snow Walkers, fucking
Yeah. So much.
Ed
stuff,
209 from RoboCop. Like,
Yeah, he's
yeah, just a genius. And if you really want to have fun one night, smoke a couple joints and watch his stop motion movie that he took him like what 30 years to make.
30 years or something. Yeah.
Called Mad God. It's I'd be interested to see how many of you can get through it.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It's more of a like something to watch. Like they call it as magnum opus, because
Yeah.
it's literally it's all of his techniques from all of his whole career and everything that was in his mind, and he just goes nuts with it. And
Yeah, it's
pretty
deeply
wild.
unsettling. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's kind of like the stop motion version of like a Belinsky or
yeah.
Bosch or something like that. Like it's just fucking 100% nightmare fuel.
Yeah, yeah. Fever
And
dream,
very
nightmare
well regarded.
fuel.
Yeah, but it's kind of
Very
like one of
well
those. It's kind of like Leonard Cohen. Everybody has a lot of respect for him, but does anybody really listen to his records?
Yeah, right.
I'm an old fart. I'm still back in the days of Ray Harryhausen.
Oh yeah, he was great too, for sure. He was
Jason
definitely.
and the Argonauts.
He was the original. Him. Well, I guess it would have been. Oh, fuck, I forgot his fucking name now. From King Kong. Goddamn, I forgot. I'm thinking Marion C. Cooper, but he was the producer.
Now I have to look because it's driving me nuts too.
Yeah, I can't believe especially given
How
some of the
famous
jobs
the
I've
guy
had.
was.
I can't remember that name.
Damn it.
But anyway, yeah.
O'Brien.
Willis O'Brien. Thank you.
Willis
Willis
O'Brien.
O'Brien.
Yes. O'Brien.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
I remembered the last name before I even got to hit the search.
Nice. But I met some cool people in visual effects departments too. I met Gene Warren Jr., whose dad, Gene Warren, did the Puppetoons, and he did the original like Time Machine movie. The visual effects for Gene Warren Jr. did all the force perspective miniature stuff for Terminator and Terminator 2, like the Future War stuff, like where you'd have a tiny little skull in the foreground that looks like it's regular sized, and then in front of that, a little sized pile of rubble, and then you'd have a short set with the actors running around in the tanks. Behind that was front projection, and he did it all in camera. So it just, nowadays it's all just digital compositing of all that stuff. For sure. But back then they didn't have that luxury, right? So I got to spend an afternoon with him, and he told me a bunch of fucking really cool shit. He also told me people stole most of the original Terminator stuff, like the skulls and even like one of the HKs and stuff.
Oh wow!
Hey, I got a little.
You mean props?
Yeah, the props.
Yeah, right. Wow.
I got a little tidbit of worthless information. Somebody we talked about earlier hired O'Brien to animate a number of short films for him. Thomas Edison.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
And now we have our very own O'Brien with Spider Dog and his amazing skills with Kfar driving the boat.
Yeah. People seem to really like it. I had no idea I was going to do this.
That's why I'm saying that no, Kfar did not usurp Toot Toot because it's too big for just Kfar.
Yeah, he's going to
and
try.
And Kfar's a big boy, but Toot Toot is bigger.
I live on it in infamy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We all salute you, sir.
It's like writing music and playing music for for an audience or whatever, and like as bands, you you'll come up with, say you come up with 10 songs, and there'll be some songs in there that you're like, yes, like these are the songs that you just love them. You'll love to play them and stuff. And then you play your set, and it's always this one song that like you're like meh, and like that's what the crowd
And it
loves. They're like,
explodes. Yeah.
that's the song. That's the song. You're like, what are you talking about? So that's kind of what the K-Fire Toot Toot thing is. It's like, it was something I wanted to do forever and just never got around to it. Did it. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I did it really fast. I voiced it. Like, I did the K-Fire drives the boat toot toot thing, like one take. All the lines were one take, and did it, and people love it. And so, I mean, that's awesome. I had no idea it was going to do this. Like,
That's good, man. Art for art's sake. You just did it
yeah,
because you were
exactly.
creatively driven to, which is a
Right.
sensation I'm sure neither K-Far nor Todd have ever experienced in their lives.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Exactly, man.
And
That's
and
the
for
fun
those
part.
and for those of you who want to experience what he's describing on a normal person level, one of my favorite alternative bands is Kicking Harold, and their lead singer has a channel, Tim from Kicking Harold, on YouTube, and he puts out little shorts every day and describes some of these little scenarios about how somebody will think that this melody they wrote or these lyrics suck or whatever, and somehow it becomes their biggest hit. He puts out little videos like that all the time. They're really good.
Neat, yeah.
Well, Tool, their bass player? That guy's like a legit visual effects artist too. He did just a lot of the stop motion stuff in their videos, and he worked on films. I mean, I ran into dudes who were in the visual effects realm, and they were like, "Oh yeah, he came in and actually like designed stuff and built it, and he just was one of the guys in the shop." You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a damn good bass player too.
Well, that too. I mean, Tool is kind of like fucking unequaled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh man, I've seen a lot of bands. I've seen tons of shows, and seeing Tool for the first time, I'd heard everybody say it, and you just kind of go like, oh, okay, I'm sure it's a great show. No. Like, if you want stage theatrics, like you want a light show, if you want to experience something that like would have wowed like people like Pink Floyd back in the day or something, Tool is it, man. It's probably the best show I've seen in my life. Literally, I
believe you.
Wow,
I've never seen them live, but I believe you.
It's unbelievable, man.
They make Rush look like REM.
Oh,
I mean, they're fucking.
Yeah. I've seen Rush, totally.
I've seen Rush too, and they're good. They're good.
Oh, it's great. I mean, they're a perfect like rock band for that type of thing. But Tool, it's just like the way their light show goes and the stuff on the screen behind them. It's sort of like it's all timed perfectly to like. I mean, even when what's his face, Carey does his
Danny. Oh my God, yeah,
Danny Carey. When he does his big he has a big drum solo in the middle of it or whatever. The light show and the stuff that's on the screen, it all coincides with what he's doing, and it's like it's just mind blowing. Like it's really really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Somebody else I enjoyed, but maybe not at the level of Tool. It was Rob Zombie.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, I'm sure he does a good
hell
show.
of a cartoonist.
I'm not a big fan,
well,
but I'm sure he
cartoon
does
is the good description of him. I find him to be very, he just market. The guy knows what he likes, and he just kind of
yeah.
I liked him better with White Zombie.
He's a great producer. I'll give him that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. He's kind of
never watched
vibe.
his movie. I've never watched his movies.
Oh yeah, without Alice Cooper, you get no Rob Zombie. That's a fact.
Yeah.
But
and he started out. By the way, guess where Rob Zombie started out? Dick Day, you probably know. Even Smart Dog, you might, but I'm asking chat.
I don't know.
They're gonna look it up. You're
Disney?
close. You're close. Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah, he started out Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get to meet him, but my stepdad worked with him on
Wow.
Twilight Zone.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's Mount Everest.
yeah, well, like I said, my stepdad wasn't like one of these people that worked on Star Wars and stuff like that, but a lot of people, Rod for one, Hitchcock for another, would go to him because of his editing style. So there was a lot of movies he worked on where he's uncredited, and The Birds was one of them.
Oh, cool.
But you get a lot of these creative types that think outside the box, and they never get credit for a lot of things on there, even though their handprints are all over it.
Yeah.
Well, like Blazing Saddles, who's all over it?
Brooks
Damn it.
and Wilder.
No, I'm thinking about the comedian. Who did Wilder work with a lot? The guy who
Richard
did
Pryor.
Richard
Pryor.
They were gonna
Richard
cast
Pryor
him.
was all over it because Richard Pryor also agreed to not be cast in it, but he wrote, he contributed a lot to that script, including every use of the N-word. That was Richard Pryor's stamp on it.
Yeah, I just watched the video, but I think they didn't something about him not being reliable,
right?
In some sense,
and he agreed.
Yeah,
he agreed, but Brooks really wanted him in on it, so yeah. Some of these people are just they're amazing, and they are so. I don't want to use humble for my stepdad because it's definitely not a word that I would apply to him. But just so many of these creations out there, like the trifecta of Spielberg, Lucas, and oh crap.
Well, I mean, which one? There's a whole bunch of them in that little group.
I'm thinking of The Godfather, but the director
Coppola.
The trifecta of those three.
De Palma was in there, fucking.
Yeah, De Palma, and those guys had their handprints all over a ton of stuff, including
De Palma shot the original scroll for the words that go up at the beginning of Star Wars.
That's right.
He shot. Yeah, he shot that. He's not credited for it, but he shot it.
That was ripped off from Buck Rogers or Flash Gordon.
Something. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, if you watch those old movie serials,
ripped off from Spaceballs.
I think it was Flash Gordon because Lucas had wanted to make Flash Gordon, but I think De Laurentiis had already bought the rights or something. Wouldn't give it to him, so he went with Star Wars instead. But the scroll at the beginning is 100% taken from that.
Yeah.
Yep, Queen doing that. Flash. Yep. But like even with when Spielberg was doing Jaws, he came up against a brick wall. He was very sick for most of the filming of that, just from the anxiety and stress over it. And it was George Lucas who came in and said, "Hey, listen," basically gave him a pep talk, and he was able to finish the film. Because and each of them at one time or another had asked the other person, "Hey, I'm having a hard time writing this or doing this," and the other person would say, "This is your vision." And just give them a pep talk. They were very supportive of each other.
I mean, something like your stepfather or whatever, art, like you do art, and when when you're that type of artist, you do it because you love it, and you're not always necessarily looking for the pats on the back just because. I mean, it's nice when you get the pats on the back and you get credited, but sometimes you just got to do stuff and do stuff and do stuff, and it falls into the right hands and it gets used, and that's the way it goes,
There was a pretty good series called The Offer. It was about the making of The Godfather.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The guy who played Robert Evans was fucking amazing. But it was pretty good. They had to deal with the actual mob and like pay them off and a bunch of
Yeah.
shit.
Well, they had
and
nightmares after Jaws.
yeah, well, if you also
Literally.
if you haven't seen Hearts of Darkness,
Oh
which
yeah.
is the documentary that Coppola's wife shot,
Apocalypse Now.
you were saying they're driven by
Yeah.
creativity and it's it's hard to say what Francis Ford Coppola was driven by during the making of that, but it's fascinating to watch.
Oh, it
For
is.
sure.
I mean,
Insanity.
He's like, yeah, he was didn't really paint him in that great of light. So I don't know, in my opinion.
yeah, I
but,
know the whole Martin Sheen heart attack. And
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, yelling on the phone like right after it happened.
Yeah.
But I'll
it's
tell
like,
you
whoa.
what an amazing picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty striking. It's
Yeah.
Thank God George Lucas didn't make it because he was
Yeah.
supposed to, apparently.
Oh, really? Was he one of the ones up for it?
He
for
was,
the
yeah,
thing?
he was attached to it at some point.
I mean, and then you got like Marlon Brando just like not playing
Just
the
trolling
game the
him.
way.
Just
Yeah,
fucking
Yeah.
trolling the whole
he
thing.
pretty much. Yeah, like it's like he's not doing what he's really supposed to. He's doing what he wants, really, throughout
Showed
the
up
whole
like
film.
40 pounds, 50 pounds
Yeah.
overweight. Like
yeah, but they made it work, man. I mean,
It
that's what you
worked.
do. Yeah,
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a very visceral film.
yeah.
I think I got the same kind of like you said, visceral with damn it.
That's interesting. Waterworld is
Yeah.
my guilty pleasure movie. So I didn't mean to interrupt.
I've seen about
just-
10 minutes of it.
Really? I've seen the whole thing, but I
I've
just find
seen the
that
whole thing.
interesting because you don't hear that being a thing, but it's interesting.
Mine is
Well,
a very Brady Christmas.
Are you serious?
Now you know.
What? Not the Star Wars Christmas?
Oh, the holiday special?
Yeah. It's the holiday special.
No, that's a
Full
nightmare
Metal
though.
Full
Yeah.
Metal Jacket, I kind of got the same feelings from.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's an unbelievable
wow.
movie.
Vincent D'Onofrio
Oh, so good.
just nails, and the look on his face is just.
Yeah.
If it doesn't.
Hi,
put
Joker.
Yeah.
If it doesn't put a chill down, and then to see him, later on a Law and Order series.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of these people, there's just certain particular scenes that sometimes make it so difficult to divorce that person from it because you had such a
Yeah, it takes a while.
shock to the system seeing that.
Yeah. He's playing Kingpin in the Daredevil series, and he's doing a really good job. I'm really enjoying his character in that. But
He was on Echo. Yes.
oh yeah, he's played Kingpin in that too, right?
Yes, he did. Because he killed their dad
Yeah.
and then took her in.
Kevin Costner's difficult to work with. Yeah, no shit. The guy
He-
can't make anything under a like 3.5, 4 hour movie.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's when I stopped watching the Academy Awards, was when Goodfellas lost to Dances with Wolves.
Yeah,
Dances
seriously.
It's like,
with
are you fucking
Fleas.
kidding me? I mean, it's an okay movie, but fucking Goodfellas is like,
Yeah, like
forget it.
cult
It's like-
classic. Like everybody, I mean, it's
Yeah.
on TV all the time. It's so good. And
Yeah,
you
you
can,
can
anytime
pop-
it's on, you
Yeah.
can watch it at any point and just be right into it. Like
Agreed. Yeah. It's almost
Well,
a
the
must
reason
to watch it.
Dances with Wolves one was it was also more of a chick flick than Goodfellas one. Even though I would prefer Goodfellas over Dances with Fleas.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Casino is pretty good too. It's a close. It's in the same vein as energy wise as Goodfellas, but I
Which
find
movie?
that
Sorry?
to be equally just a notch below it, but equally entertaining.
Yeah,
Which movie did you say?
Sharon Stone is fucking great in it. Pesci's a fucking nightmare. Yeah, Heat and is another one that's just,
Oh yeah.
I mean, pretty much perfect.
I loved watching Tom Hiddleston say both parts, De Niro's and Pacino's, in front of De Niro, and De Niro's like giving him the nod of approval.
Well, he kind of is pinned down. Kind of has to. What's he gonna do? This is not very good.
Well, no, he even said afterwards in other interviews that he nailed it.
Yeah. I've seen Hiddleston's De Niro. It's okay.
It's okay.
If you want to, the king is Josh Robert Thompson. That guy is out. He does George Lucas. He does Steven Spielberg, which nobody does, but he's he's been on a lot of Red Letter Media videos lately as a guest, and his Schwarzenegger is perfect, and he's one of those guys that can do not only Schwarzenegger, but he can do Pumping Iron Schwarzenegger versus now Schwarzenegger.
Yeah,
same with like Pacino's. He does the different eras of them. I mean, he did. If you don't know who he is, he's tremendously talented, but nobody knows who the fuck he is. He was Jeff Peterson, the robot sidekick on the Craig Ferguson show.
Oh,
he was the voice of it.
Yes.
His Morgan Freeman is so good. He did Morgan Freeman to Morgan Freeman on that show, and it was. I mean, it's like perfect. You know what I mean? But he's a very talented kid.
Going back to my old school boomer days, I was totally infatuated with Rich Little.
Oh my god!
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, that guy could nail Nixon like nobody's business.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm showing my age. I know it.
Rich Little,
big time Tonight Show guy for sure.
The last thing I seen him in actually was he played Johnny Carson in the movie version of The Late Shift.
Yeah,
the book about the Jay Leno Letterman
beef. Right.
That's funny.
I can't stand Leno.
Well, you know what, guys? I think I'm gonna have to shut her down here because I got people waiting for food and stuff. So
okay, and next week, everyone, we're gonna be an hour earlier from now on, so that poor Spider Dog isn't bumping up against his dinner time. So
it's the time change.
Yes. So
Arizona doesn't change, but we do. So basically, throughout the winter, we were on the same time, but now we're not. And so Yep.
So this summer we're gonna be on Spider Dog time, and I will let him fix it because
it'll be 3:00 MST. 3:00 MST, Mountain Standard Time.
That's right. I'm just one of those degenerates that cannot think for myself, so I have to have people rescue me. Dick Bag, thank you so much for being on. Always welcome on the show.
Yeah. Cool. Thanks for having me. Hope I
absolutely
didn't bore anybody to death.
No.
Well, like I said, if you ever want to have a political meltdown, you are always welcome to do it here.
Other than Muckster, I mean, obviously.
Oh yeah, we can't forget Muckster.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, everybody have a good evening, and make sure you hit the thumbs,
Yeah. And next week it'll be part 3, unless something devastating happens in the world. Yeah. Next week is gonna be on groups that are fighting back and things that you can do to protect yourself from the overreach of the surveillance. And these are gonna be easy things, kind of sort of for regular people to do.
Cool. Fun.
Because I'm just a regular people. I'm not a tech bro nerd into all this security stuff. I'm trying to learn, but it's going to be for regular people.
Yeah. Alrighty then.
Nice.
Everybody have a good night. We'll see y'all later. Take care.
Take care.